Hello, friends. Continuing on with tonight's subject matter. Tonight, I'm going to talk about somebody I haven't talked about before. I mean, I talk about her plenty. I just haven't never made a video about her. But I'm talking about the esteemed Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who, in a just world with any fairness at all, would be coked out of her brain making MILF porn in Miami. But somehow, people in New York will apparently vote for a freaking ham sandwich as long as it has a D behind its name. Because this bitch has been in office for 2 years and she started out dumb and just got dumber. And you know what? She kind of strikes me as one of those girls that's gotten through life by being hot. Because she has absolutely nothing else going for her. Because she's as dumb as a box of dicks. She lies through her teeth. And you can tell she's just never been held accountable for anything that comes out of her cockholster. In the latest episode of stupid shit that this bitch says, this week she went on some big long Instagram thing, a bawling and a crying and a boo-hooing about how terrified she was on January 6th and how her life flashed before her eyes while hiding in the bathroom of her office because she thought that, oh my God, they've broken into the building and they've come in to get me. And she wept and cried and talked about how terrified she was. And then it came out that she wasn't even in the building. When the people broke into the Capitol, who, by the way, they were Democrat plants. Okay, and they were allowed in the building. You think that's not a setup? But anyway, I digress. Bitch wasn't even in the building. She spent an hour on Instagram crying and boo-hoo about how scared she was, and she wasn't even there. I'm going to let that sink in. She wasn't even there when they broke into the building. Like I said, if there was any justice in this world, that bitch would be coked out of her brain, covered in nasty ass tattoos, making MILF porn in Miami for $2,500 a session. Because honestly, I don't know that she has anything else to offer. And I will, to give credit where credit's due, she is hot. She's an attractive woman. She's got a big ass rack on her and a big ass. Okay, and these days we all know big Latinas with big asses are in. But I can't see that she has much else to offer. But it's obvious she's gotten through life just based on her looks. Because if she had to actually perform and be graded by the quality of her output in her chosen field, I don't know. Maybe she was a hell of a bartender. I have no idea. But you know what really kind of puzzles me about her is you would think, I mean, and you can tell by looking at her, that she's probably got a good 140, 150 bodies behind her. I am amazed nobody has come forward and said that they used to plow that. Because given the nature of men, any chance to say, hey, tapped it, they're going to step right up and say it. So I don't understand how this hasn't happened yet. I don't understand how the nerds in the world have somehow managed to not hack her phone, because I guarantee you her cell phone is chock full of pictures of her bits. And somehow it hasn't leaked. And I've got to be honest with you, I'm quite upset about that. Because that at least would be a contribution of some value from this vapid, empty-headed, insane bitch that came to us by way of New York, which, by the way, New York, I'm probably never going to forgive you for that. I mean, this is the girl who authored the Green New Deal, which basically says we're going to completely collapse our economy by outlawing fossil fuels, despite the fact that we have nothing to replace them. And if you don't live in a big city that has public transportation, well, fuck you. That's the Green New Deal. And she wrote that shit, or at least she put her name on it. I mean, who knows? She probably got somebody to write it for her, because I have a hard time imagining that she could put 15 words together without spell check and a thesaurus. You know, and a lot of people, a lot of Republicans say, "Oh, let her go, let her go. She's her own worst enemy. You know, she just shows how ridiculous that the Democrats are." But that's short-sighted. That's making the same mistake that Republicans always make. We always try to play to these high ideals, and we try to cling to these high, lofty positions, and we clap ourselves on the back and say we're on the right side of history as we lose. And people like that keep winning. You know why? Because they're willing to say and do anything to win. And history, as they say, is written by the winners. And that's why that, in a nutshell, is what gave us President Donald J. Trump. Because the Republican people, not the establishment, but the people, are sick and tired of losing. We're tired of weakness. We're tired of a Republican Party that just bends over, grabs its ankles, and say, "Please, Mr. Obama, let me have some more." We're sick of that shit. But the Republican establishment, who are delusionally, they are deluded if they think the press is ever going to be nice to them, but they continue to kiss Democrat ass, trying to be the darlings of the left. And you never will be. You never will be, Liz Cheney, because if no matter what you say or do to try to show the left how cool you are by going up against Trump, guess what? Your last name's Cheney. They're always going to want to throw you in prison just because of that. You have an R behind your name, so they're always going to think you're a piece of shit. Because let's remember the one immutable fact of life. Conservatives, we just think the left is wrong. The left thinks we're evil. And they never will stop. They will never stop. You cannot. The left, in this sense, is very much like the Terminator. They will not stop. They can't be bargained with. They will not respond to emotional pleas. They don't care about fairness. All they are concerned with is terminating their target. And their target is America. And they will not stop until it is dead. We're just in the way, which is why they're going to destroy you, Liz Cheney. They're going to destroy you, Ben Sass. They're going to destroy you, Mitt Romney. Because no matter how much you vote with them, you're still the enemy. And I don't understand how you can't see that. So that being said, when it comes to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, this chick is cancer. The problem is, she is playing down to the worst parts of society, and they respond to her. Okay? Politically speaking, she must be destroyed. Period. She has to be dealt with. Because she's already gotten reelected once. She ran in 2018, got elected. She got reelected in 2020 because the dumbass New Yorkers apparently they these are the same people who thought the Cuomo brothers were a good idea and Bill de Blasio was a fine idea. I don't know what the fuck happened to New York. Somehow they went from Rudy Giuliani to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who, by the way, in high school and in college, she went by Sandy. She wasn't embracing that Latino shit. She was Sandy Cortez. And you notice she doesn't have an accent because she's always sucked up to the white person. She has never embraced her Hispanic heritage till she got into politics, which really kind of tells you something. But like I said, this chick is nuts and she's got power. And like all hot chicks everywhere, she thinks she's right. That has to be dealt with. That has to be politically destroyed. Okay? Because and it's not going to be the news that does it. The news will never do it. The news will never say she's wrong because she is a woman of color and therefore is infallible as far as the media is concerned. We have got to use our own media. We have got to develop our own counter to everything that's going on. And it ain't Fox, because I got news for you. Fox has left all of us behind. Fox is dead to me. I haven't watched Fox since election night, and I'm not gonna. And they're currently last in the ratings, and I just get a giggle every time I read that. And because you know what? Fuck them. They brought that shit on themselves. And I say that Cortez is dangerous because it ain't just her. It started out as just her. And then it was Cortez and Rashida Tlaib, who is virulently anti-Semitic. Ilhan Omar, who is blatantly anti-Semitic. Iona Presley, the amazing black cue ball, who apparently has no ears. This woman has been in Congress for 2 years. I haven't seen her ears yet. I don't even know if she has ears. All she has is that gigantic hairless head and nothing in it but racist, vitriolic bile. And now they got Cori Bush, ironic nickname. Okay. So their numbers are growing, and we keep losing. We are losing because we refuse to stand up and fight. McCain didn't fight against Obama, and he lost. Romney didn't fight against Obama, and he lost. They tried to be nice, and they lost. Trumpism, fighting back, is the answer. When we fight back, we can win. If we don't, we will lose. Of course, that's assuming that they fix the elections and then we don't let them steal another one. All right, that's it for this subject. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, post it on Facebook. Let me know how I'm doing. If you agree, let me know. If you think I'm full of shit, let me know. Anyway, I'll be back later with more of the things I've got on my mind. Night.